I didn't to listen to anything recorded from Keith's end, by the way.
There we are. We're recording.
Didn't say back end.
So it's
Right.
unknown.
Lol. Are we recording now, Keith?
We
Yeah.
are.
Right. I'll carry on with the cricket then. I'll just go back a little bit. They're chasing 232 to win the series. Australia were cruising at 144 for 2 before losing 4 wickets for 3 runs in 21 balls. A reeling Australia lost their final 8 wickets for 63 runs as they were bowled out for 207, and 31 of those came in the last wicket stand. It is the first time in ODI internationals that 3 England bowlers have each taken 3 wickets each in the same innings. So the deciding ODI tomorrow should be a right cracker. Anybody watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. I watched
Much
some
parts
of
of
it.
it, yeah.
Dave, what did you make of it?
Good, good. Thought it was a good game. Played well. I didn't expect us to win it.
Well, listening to the commentary while England were batting, the commentators seemed to think that England were going to set a challenging score because of the state of the wicket. Right, just hang on a second. Ian, I've started recording, so let me stop it and let
I'm still recording, don't worry.
Hey?
I'm still recording. I've just put myself on mute. I'm afraid Brian would give me a red card for what I've just done. I've just laid the law down with the management.
Yeah.
These alarms go off at about 100 dBA, which is excessive.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
Ian,
You know what this means? He'll have recorded everything we said about him in his absence.
Wouldn't blame you.
Ian, let me stop the recording and you start it again at your end.
I haven't stopped.
You'd not started it.
No, he's not stopped. What?
I'm recording now. Thank you.
All right, right, okay. Yep, go on.
Any more to be said about cricket amongst you? Straight on to football.
Oh, must we?
Have we got to?
Come on, this is a rare occasion, this.
Yeah.
As rare as rocking
It's
horse.
very rare.
Shall I stop recording then?
I'm not starting with local football just yet. I'll talk about your favourite team, Leeds United.
No.
No, stop right now.
Now, they've been fined £20,000 and warned about future conduct for the use of pyrotechnics when celebrating their championship title. Leeds had already sealed promotion to the Premier League for the first time in 16 years, but by winning 3-1 at Derby in July, it ensured they finished top. This led to wild celebrations and fireworks at the end of the match, but the FA said on-pitch celebrations broke its rule about behaving in an orderly fashion. So at least it's been fined.
Never get that at Anfield. Never get it.
No. By the
Now,
way,
League
Lol,
Hey, what's that?
just a second. Can I just, when you're referring to that team,
I know it's dirty.
it's dirty Leeds.
Or Damned United.
Yeah, great book, great film.
Thank you.
Dirty Leeds.
Leeds fit. That's it.
Dirty Leeds.
Spot on.
Yeah,
and
carry on.
all who sail in it.
Now, League One side Oxford United have signed striker Sam Winnell on a 2-year contract after his release by Wednesday. The former Barnsley Scunthorpe player scored 2 goals in 17 appearances for the Owls last season. Now, EFL newcomers Harrogate made a dream start to their season as they won 4-0 away at Southend.
Yeah.
Great win that one for Harrogate.
Fantastic.
Now, Glasgow Rangers have created a new record by keeping a 7th consecutive clean sheet from the start of a season when they beat Dundee United 4-0 on Saturday. They equalled the record held by Celtic for 114 years in their previous game. Now, Glasgow Rangers legend Brian Laudrup has been given the all clear from cancer after a decade-long battle. The former Ibrox star was diagnosed with a slow-growing form of blood cancer 10 years ago. Defender Kieran Freeman, he's confirmed he's leaving Bramall Lane after spending the last 6 years there with the Blades. Finding first-team opportunities hard to come by, he has penned a farewell to supporters after the expiration of his contract. At Sheffield Wednesday, they had a great win on the road as they beat much-fancied Cardiff City 2-0, with goals in the first half by Josh Windass and Jordan Rhodes. Arsenal icon Paul Merson, he reckons the Owls will be hard to beat in their away games this season. Any comments, John, or other Wednesdayites?
No, not really. Very satisfying. I didn't expect it, so it's a good start. It's a long season and a big deficit to claw back, but you can't argue with the start we've had. It's good to see Jordan Rhodes getting a sniffers goal. I mean, we could have done with about another dozen of them in the last 2 seasons. So
Wednesday's problem is going to be winning at home. It has been for about the last 2 seasons. Winning at home.
Yeah, I want to know if
right.
Merson's back on drugs.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Please.
Then for Chris's carer, he's having a fit.
Oh, that's funny.
The Owls duo, Josh Windass and Izzy Brown, they've been named in the Sky Bet Championship Team of the Week. What if you don't know that? Now, in the Forbes list for highest earning footballers in 2020, Lionel Messi has topped the list.
Lionel.
Forbes estimated Messi earned £97.2 million, with Juventus's Cristiano Ronaldo in second place on £90.3 million.
Oh, not like that.
League players,
How did they manage?
Oh, dear.
3 Premier League players, Mohamed Salah, Paul Pogba and David De Gea, they're also in the top 10.
Did I read that Ronaldo paid 1.6 million for an engagement ring?
What, to get engaged to himself?
To himself.
Yeah.
Probably.
Have you seen how much he gives his wife or lady friend each week? That's about
This is not that sort of programme. Calm down.
Move on. Quickly.
And Neymar, he was one of 5 players sent off in a bad-tempered match after an injury-time brawl as Marseille beat PSG 1-0. He was the last of 5 red cards in Sunday's Liga 1 game. He said he was racially abused by Marseille defender Alvaro Gonzalez and subsequently got sent off for hitting his opponent. It is the first time since 1984 that PSG have lost their 2 opening league games of the season. That's some record.
Second manager.
Now,
Yes.
unfortunately,
They've only scored 1 goal in the last 4 games. PSG.
now, unfortunately, my pen didn't run out.
Piece of useless information.
Unfortunately, my pen never ran out, so I've got to report on this last night's match. Now, the Blades had a disappointing start to the new season, losing at home to a very good Wolves team by 2-0. New goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale couldn't do very little to prevent Wolves scoring twice in the first 6 minutes of the match. United played better in the second half, but never really tested the Wolves goalkeeper throughout the game. Do you agree on that? Their approach was good, but they didn't put pressure on the goal.
I think
No,
Chris
Billy
wants to
Sharp.
comment.
Billy Sharp ought to have
I didn't
scored.
see that game. Sorry, I was watching some cricket on BBC. I must have been watching something else.
Yeah, Billy Sharp should have scored when he tried to bite. It was a sharp chance, but he didn't do it.
They played well going forward, but when they got to the penalty area, just couldn't get that good shot off, could they really?
Yeah. the difference between
They smashed in the post.
The difference for me was when we went
forward,
forward.
off the line.
Yeah, there was one off the line as well. But when we went forward, we didn't go forward quick enough. When they went forward, they were like something off a
Well,
shovel.
the one that brought their first goal, they were like a gazelle going down that wing.
Yeah, but
before they crossed it.
Lundstrom should have taken him out.
It was terrible.
Would have got sent off straight away for that tackle.
No, it wouldn't. Not that early. He wouldn't have done it.
Oof.
No, he'd have got to book him.
Yeah.
But
like Chris said, when Berger came on, United played a lot better.
A lot better.
And just surely, if a tackle is worth sending off, you can send somebody off after 2 minutes as well as you can after 80 minutes.
You should do. But there's one referee on the Premier League who actually goes public saying he'd never send anybody off in first 5 minutes.
Oh, license to kill.
He haven't refereed an Hutchinson game now.
Well, it's you'll find that if you listen to these Premiership guys talking about refereeing, they don't talk about refereeing the game now. They talk about managing the event.
Yeah,
and there's a big difference between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I can never understand or forgive is Paul Gascoigne not being sent off in cup final against Forest.
Oh yeah.
When the two horrible challengers hurt himself, got stretchered off, and the referee said, "Well, I couldn't send him off. You were injured here already." But what about Spurs being down to 10 men?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Dead right.
Yeah.
I think Traore was the difference between two teams yesterday.
Yeah.
He's a strong player, that lad.
Good player.
Yeah.
I thought it was Jimenez. Jimenez was the difference for me. Jimenez is. It wouldn't surprise me if he left Wolves before the window shuts.
Yeah.
You think so?
He's an absolute. He's a class act. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carry on.
That's it.
Is that it?
Unfortunately.
Well, there's one fact that Lol has missed out of his United piece is since the formation of the Premiership, that's the first time United have lost their first game of the season. In the
But how many
Premiership.
seasons have you been in Premiership?
Probably about 4 or 5.
6, I think it is. 1,
2, 6. But it's
6, I think.
It's the first time we've lost the first game. So.
But you've got to forget the past, haven't you, Keith? It's where you are now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I for me, the first half was worrying. I think that, they looked so much better than what we did.
But he made 1 or 2 good saves around Ramsdale, didn't he? Looked promising.
I think Sheffield United's missing supporters, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not any.
There's enough.
Right.
32,000.
Okay.
Like I said, what we were saying earlier on, that there are more away wins now that there aren't any supporters. The advantage.
Yeah. Right. So, yes, Chris.
Just a quick update. Chesterfield, they've got a problem in the camp. One particular young lad has got the virus. And so I think you'll find that tonight's match is off. But they're hoping that with all the protocols in place, they'll be able to get going soon. But just shows you how difficult it is to protect everyone in sport.
Well, they pulled a few out of the Yorkshire 20 last night, didn't they, for COVID? About 4 players were pulled out when they lost to Lancashire.
Yeah. Is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Why weren't there 2 matches involving the Manchester teams played this weekend?
It's a FIFA rule, Keith. They've got to have 30 days from the last game to the start of the new season.
Right.
Because they were in the European semi-finals, etc.,
Right.
they hadn't had 30 days.
That's why the Wolves game was last night.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, while we're on the football, the local football season, grassroots, has started. We've had 2 weeks of Sunday football. It's been a strange old start. The first week, we had, out of about 12 games, we had 2 matches abandoned. One because the goalkeeper broke his leg, another one because a spectator collapsed at the side of the pitch. And it was a spectator that no one knew. I've since found out who he was.
Awful.
And then there was another match where there was another injury that was delayed 50 minutes. So it was a strange old start to the season.
Yeah.
And then
you don't normally abandon a game, Keith, do you? Just because somebody's broken a leg. I know it's a bad deal if there's a broken leg, but most games carry on, don't they? Was it so bad? Was the leg break so bad?
The problem is that nowadays it was on an all-weather pitch, and there was another game due to be played after it.
Oh, right.
Time to finish the match. Before the new people were due to be on it, so it had to be abandoned.
And sometimes, depending on the injury, John, if you've got a broken leg in centre circle, for instance, you can't move the guy, then you're stuck until ambulance comes. And unfortunately, they don't tend to put football injuries, even if they suspect it's a broken leg, as a high priority. So
I see what you mean, Brian.
They can be there for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goalkeeper injury, they'd been waiting over an hour for the ambulance, and it had. So, and then last week was an even stranger occurrence, in that I actually refereed a game.
No,
I did, and for the first time in my refereeing career, I had to send a player off.
Better with a Wednesday night.
I don't know what he was, but he chinned one of his opponents.
He chinned what, a supporter?
No, he chinned one of his opponents. So
opponents.
Yeah, and not much option. Yes, Dave.
On local football, Sheffield FC won in the FA Cup preliminary round at the weekend.
Excellent.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but Stockbridge lost.
Yeah, I don't. Someone told me afterwards, Stockbridge were actually on the TV on the Red Book.
Yeah. Yes, they were. They were on the Red Book. They played Stalybridge Celtic. They lost 3-1.
Yeah, and so it's. But local football started at the moment. How long before it gets stopped again is another kettle of fish. But we're trying. Yes,
Keith,
Dave.
Really, she's just signed a new 5-year contract.
What?
Has he?
Yeah.
What, with his hairdresser?
Overrated.
Who's that, Dave?
Really, she's just signed a new 5-year contract. Yeah.
Can't
So it's not leaving Villa.
No, it's just come up on my phone.
Right. Yes, Chris.
So we're facing him next Monday.
Keith,
Yes, Chris.
talking about refereeing and playing local football, I played in a game a few years ago now where the referee hit our centre forward in the face, causing that game, not unsurprisingly, to be abandoned. But he took a real good blow and laid him out. The ref. No, he'd had enough, so he whacked him one. I'll never forget that.
Can I ask Brian? You know, when you were refereeing, Brian, we talked about Alcock and Di Canio a few years ago.
Yeah.
Were you ever physically pushed or assaulted, or just verbally?
No, there was only one occasion when I well, there were two occasions when I felt threatened. One was when I did the Derby Newcastle game, but I didn't realise till afterwards when I saw the video and saw the people who fortunately were behind fences at that time. If fences weren't there, they would have been on the pitch. But the only time I've ever felt remotely threatened was actually at Herdings Park, which is just down the road from where I live. And it was a Sunday morning game. And it was I can remember it was a really tight game. It finished 1-0 and the ball went into back at net, gave the goal. And there was this guy shouting on touchline, it was offside. So I ignored him. So this guy came running onto the pitch saying it was offside. And I said, it weren't. He said, it was offside. I said, it wasn't. He said, it was offside. I said, look, the next Saturday's Greenham. It wasn't 1-0. And at that point, I thought, you idiot. And I was ready for ducking. And he just sort of paused. Yeah, he just sort of paused. I could see his eyes and cogs turning. And I thought, oh my God, I've been a bit too smart here. And then he just turned on his heels and walked off. But that was the only moment I thought this is when it's coming, but it didn't.
Yeah. Yes, Dave. Fish.
Ryan, it wasn't your linesman, was it?
Well, it could have been. It could have been. I've had some issues with so-called neutral linesmen to the point that eventually, and Keith might have a view on this. A lot of the leagues say that the clubs have to provide a linesman, and that's fine. And they always did used to provide the linesman, but the rules never said that you had to use them. And I always disregarded the linesman because more often than not, they were more trouble than what they were worth. But what I found was that if there was somebody there who really wanted to run the line and they were good, then they just pick the flag up and get on with it anyway. And they were the sort of linesmen you wanted. But the linesmen who were there because the rules say you have to provide a linesman, I just totally disregarded because it was far easier doing it on your own because they were well let's be blunt about it, they were biased, they caused you problems, they'd put flag up for offside, you'd shout play on because there was a defender stood talking to the goalkeeper, but as soon as flag goes up, people want to hear the whistle. Caused absolute mayhem. So after a bit of experience, I thought, no, better off without them. So that's what I used to do. But yeah, I had some issues with linesmen along the time. In fact, you bring memories back to me because I remember at St George's Mount, is it, at Handsworth?
Oliver's Mount.
Oliver's Mount, that's Oliver's Mount. I did a game there. It was County Senior League when I were quite young and coming up through the ranks, and you had neutral linesmen. And there were one linesman who before the game was quite open about it. He said, I was going to go to Hillsborough today, so obviously that got him off on the wrong foot to start. I was going to go to Hillsborough today, and I got this call at last minute, and I've come to do it, but I wish I'd have gone to Hillsborough. So that's great. That's all that you want. His performance in first half weren't very good. We kicked off the second half, and the ball. This in days when kickoffs had to go backwards. Ball was hoofed. It went out for a throw-in down this guy's side, and I'm looking for him. Where is he? And he stood on halfway line in the huddle with the coaches and what have you, having an orange. He's got his face into an orange, and we kicked off. So it was like, I just said, forget it. I said, go home, pack up, go home. So I dispense with the services of a linesman. So not only have I sent players off and ball boys, strictly speaking, I've also done a linesman as well. So I've got quite a track record.
Well done, Brian. Well done.
Yeah. Yes, Ian.
Just for breaking news to support something Lowell brought up on F1, FIA rules out Hamilton T-shirt investigation. Remember, he wore that T-shirt the rest of the company.
Yeah, they said they were dropping it. Yeah.
Mercedes backed him, but the FIA was hinting at doing an investigation. Well, they've just said that they won't do that. And the other thing for the cricketers, ECB to cut 62 jobs amid losses of more than £100 million because of COVID-19. It really is beginning to bite, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah. Keith, did you ever have any problems with amateur umpires?
Yeah, you used to get problems with umpires because in the Basketball League, every club is supposed to provide one umpire.
Right.
But they didn't umpire their own matches. They umpired other matches, neutrals supposedly. But of course, if you were playing teams and in danger of doing well and their team not doing so well, they're a little bit prejudiced towards you on those occasions. So yes, so it was never very successful. And of course, some of them were obviously come with a white stick or a guide dog.
There's a clue there.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there were some really poor umpires about in the Basketball League at one time. Yeah.
I mean,
I think the standard has gone up considerably.
Well, you couldn't go much further down, really.
No, but there's a lot more training now, and the ones that have done the courses are at least aware of the rules, and they are better generally, in my opinion.
I think you get better umpires in the better leagues now, don't you?
Yes.
At that time, they all umpired all the leagues, so
you'd have the best umpire in the lowest match, which really stops a lot of people wanting to umpire. So it is better now. It's on merit.
Yeah, well, that's good then. That's all.
Yeah.
Yes,
Chris and Keith, I think at the top level, one of the rules that's come in this year that I like is that the third umpire is keeping an eye on the no balls, whilst the umpires out in the field are monitoring everything else. And I think the standard has improved, certainly in the series that we've seen. Some of the, I can't remember, Chris, you'll remember who it is, but one of the umpires hasn't put a foot wrong throughout the 3 series. Can you remind me who that was?
Well, Goff's done very well, very consistent, very few decisions overturned.
Exactly.
Kettleborough is a fine umpire. Fine umpire. World leading umpire award, I think, over the last 3 years. And but the standards at the highest level are very good. But no balls. I'm not sure about that because that's a run that's not given and it changes the game. Yeah. And they're only checking when it's out or not out.
Oh, no,
how many no balls are there that aren't being monitored now? And that can change the game.
I thought they were being monitored, so that the third umpire could say you've missed a no ball.
No.
If that's the case, Ian, I haven't seen that, Ian, but
I think that's been introduced in the series. It's not just let's just check that it was a no ball before you go out. That's why they all come on and said, I can tell when there's a referral. I can tell you the ball was good. The ball was good. But I'm pretty sure there was one instance where the on-field umpire was told you've missed a no ball, and they put a run on the board.
Yeah.
And
I haven't seen that, but I'm not disagreeing with you. I just don't know. I don't know.
I think it was a free hit. You know.
Yeah. Right. Big Paul, ODI.
Yeah. Sorry, jumping back to Formula One. What's this T-shirt that or whatever that?
Lewis was at the last Grand Prix that Lol covered for Sky, Lewis was wearing a black T-shirt that said "Arrest the cops that killed this girl."
He didn't.
All
Sorry?
right.
Oh Lord.
He did, and Mercedes said it was not a political statement. It was about human rights, so there shouldn't be an investigation. Anyway, the FIA, who hinted that there would be investigation, have now come off the fence and say there will not be an investigation. So they've accepted Mercedes' argument that it was about human rights and not a political statement.
All right, thank you. I wasn't aware of all that. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Lol.
Yeah, diversity. Going away from sport, did anybody watch Britain's Got Talent last weekend when Diversity did a controversial dance?
Heard about it.
And it's been on the news this week.
Didn't see it.
Where in one of the parts of it, he got his leg across somebody's neck. You know, simulating what happened in America. And I said to my wife when we were watching it, that's going to cause controversy, that dance. And it has done.
Yeah.
Never go away.
They've seemed to have dealt with it, though, haven't they, Lol? There's been no repercussions since it was reported.
No.
I mean, that's art, you know. Art seems to have a dimension that's allowed to express what feelings people have.
Yeah.
And
I
think we're getting very, very sensitive.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah, quite right. Sorry.
Just going back to what Brian was saying about linesmen, if I'm refereeing, unless there's two people that I know that are maybe qualified referees or a trust, I never use a linesman at all, and because it's more trouble than it's worth.
You use a whistle.
I do use a whistle.
Do you use any of the rules?
Hey? So, Paul, big Paul, what about in jumping? What about other problems with judging in show jumping at all?
Not that I'm aware of. No, I've never heard any controversy over judging in that field of sport.
Right.
No.
Okay.
It's an offence.
Well done.
Right. So with less than a minute to go, it's all gone so quickly.
Flown.
Yes.
So, we'll see you all next week. We'll see some of you tomorrow, and we'll try and get through Lol's news of the week in less time next week.
Keith, send the recording. I'll mix it for you.
All right. Okay.
Cheers.
You're not going tomorrow, Big Paul.
See ya.
Pardon?
Are you not going tomorrow,
Pardon?
Big Paul?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Oh, I thought you said
Yes.
Have a good meeting, guys. Have a good
See ya.
meeting.
Thank you, Chris.
I won't be